Can't believe that something like this would happen.
Tonight, questions around what happened at Gettysburg College. Officials now investigating what may have been a racially motivated incident. Good evening. I'm Valerie Pritchett.
I'm Alicia Richards. So glad you're with us. Gettysburg College tells us the student who allegedly scratched a racial slur into another student is no longer enrolled at the college. Ireland Viscount is here with our update tonight. Ireland.
Valerie, Alicia, what happened at Gettysburg College has sent shockwaves to the community, especially the students who came up to us wanting to share how they are feeling following this incident.
I'm beyond angry. I am mortified. I am furious, horrified, confused, and most of all, disappointed at what's happened.
It was just shocks. We haven't really had any sort of events like that happen. And it's just like a shocking thing that just came out of complete nowhere.
The family of the victim sent a statement to the Gettysburgian, the Gettysburg student newspaper, saying on the evening of Friday, September 6th, our son became the victim of a hate crime.
From what I know, the N-word was carved, etched with a box cutter into the bare skin of a colored member of the swim team, one of the only colored members, by someone who they thought was a friend, someone who they could trust.
The family statement confirms this and says it was etched across his chest. Last week, the college said plastic or ceramic tool was used to scratch the slur into the student's body.
I can't fathom as to why someone would go to that length, as to why a monster like this, and there's no more appropriate term to use, would do this to someone else. A person, a human being.
Rosario says he's from Kensington, Philadelphia.
AKA what a lot of people call Zombie Town because of the drug epidemic going on at the moment. But now I can say I probably felt more safe there than here with what just happened.
The college sharing a statement from them and the family. It says in part, a heinous act can serve as a transformative moment for Gettysburg College to live up to its ideals of diversity, inclusion, and justice. We pray that together we can arouse a collective conscience, promoting healing and help bring about justice for our son and the rest of the Gettysburg College community. A criminal complaint has not been filed with the Gettysburg police. The department says the victim has decided to let the college handle the matter. In the family statement to the Gettysburgian, they say they filed a complaint with the NAACP Harrisburg chapter and the NAACP Pennsylvania Conference, adding they also sent a similar complaint to the Pennsylvania Commission on Human Relations. Alicia.
Just terrible.
Welcome back to Breakdown Friday. Joseph Ward, Patrick Irvin, Professor Carl Tone Jones, and we are here breaking down this incident, this latest racial incident that happened at Gettysburg College, as you can see from the news clip. A young black man on the swim team had the N-word scratched or etched or carved, various words that were used throughout the broadcast, scratched, etched, or carved in his chest by a fellow swimmer who was a white guy who was supposed to be the friend of the black guy. And this is crazy, but it's not far-fetched if you look at the history of America. So one thing that we are going to do with this is make sure that we emphasize what true systematic racism is, because incidents like this are often used by both sides. They're often used by black people to say, see, racism still exists, and used by white people to say, see, this is an isolated incident. So you can't use this to prove that the system of racism still exists. So we're going to make sure that we get in on that. But we do want to dive into this subject because it's a lot in this from both sides, from the white guy who carved the N-word on the young man's chest, to the reaction from the college, to the reaction from the family, to the reaction from the young black man that they were interviewing. It's a lot to talk about. And this is in PC's backyard. What y'all got going on? See, y'all, hey, you can't talk about Florida tonight. You can't talk about Florida tonight. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it to PC, man. What are your thoughts on this? Like when you heard about this young black dude getting the N-word carved into his chest by his white swim teammate, supposed to be best friend. What were your thoughts?
I said, damn, I just spilled my tea into my lap. Hold on. So one of the things that I saw, first of all, I told y'all that outside of Philadelphia, the rest of the state is Kentucky, Alabama. I've been telling y'all that you don't even have to go an hour west, which is Gettysburg is an hour west of Philadelphia, and there you go. So it's funny too. When I was a senior in high school, I visited Gettysburg University. It was one of the schools that was on our list, yes, to go to college and all that. But my bad.
No, you good. I wouldn't even think about it, but thank you.
So the incident was wild, but I'm gonna get into that. But for the student that they chose, Mr.
Man,
bruh, like, did you get any more dramatic? Like, what was his major, man? You know what I'm saying? Got to be, because he put on a performance of a lifetime. I know he hoping somebody was watching. And then, what year did this happen? 2024? Was this 1824? Because my man was in there talking about a student of color, a colored boy.
Yeah,
like you come from Kensington, homie. You know what color looks like. You know black from difference. So I thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing, right? There's no way in hell you could tell me that somebody is allowing a utility knife to be carved into, like somebody use a utility knife to carve into your flesh, and you just gonna sit there and let them like get a whole word in.
I have so many questions.
I mean, like the G alone, 2 G's. So this speaks to a conspiracy. It was more than one student there. Now I've read the story. I've read the article in the NPR piece, and what they're saying is some of the students at the school are siding with him, but then there's some other students who want anything to do with the victim. That leads me to believe that some of these other students may have been involved in this hazing, holding down this racial hatred crime. You know what I'm saying? This hate crime that took place. Because I don't want to diminish that part because it is a hate crime.
But it's a lot of layers to it. For like you're saying, like, did he just lay there and let it happen?
That's the question, right? I doubt it, but I mean, well, I guess it might. And they didn't even say when it was revealed. They said another student, and according to the story, another student who happened to be on the swim team actually was the one that reported this. So he wasn't even going to say shit. So, and could be based on intimidation, things of that nature. It happens. But there's a lot of things to be a lot of layers to be peeled from. Like you said, a lot of layers to be peeled from it. The biggest thing I have a problem with is this whole concept of a university. We're going to try to heal as a community. BS.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
And we're going to try to, because the only justice would be if somebody did it to whoever was involved in doing it to him. You know what I'm saying? If a swastika or something could be tattooed into their foreheads. I'm at my limit. I know. But that's the only thing I could really see. It's they according to the article, they reported it to the NAACP. When has anything been gotten done since Brown versus the Board of Education? The NAACP needs to take a seat. All right. And that's all really right now. For now, I'm not going to go too long.
But yeah, a lot of points that you brought up are a lot of things that I wrote down as things that we could hit up on while we're talking about this because of the layers. as I watched that video, watched the news clip, and then I read a CNN article about the incident, and it seems as if, okay, people are upset that this incident happened, but there's a bit of cover up because there's no criminal, no police report filed. We're going to let the NAACP handle it. We're going to let the college handle it, because it's almost as if, like, yeah, he did this. We don't like he did this, but we don't really want to get him all the way in trouble. We just want to slap on the wrist, let him know that that's not okay, but we don't really want to really get him in trouble. And so that just
It sounds like there's a lot of muzzling going on that they don't.
Yeah,
college.
And so is that so? You where's Gettysburg College again?
Gettysburg College, the hour west of Philadelphia.
So, like, what type of town?
Like
the town that it's in, like, what type of town is it? It's like a racist town. It's like a segregated town.
The majority of Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia is white, and it's semi-suburban rural, depending on where you are.
So it makes me think either they don't want to get the person all the way in trouble, or they may fear consequences of fully pursuing criminal charges.
Let me tell you, man, I went to Bloomsburg, right, which is north central Pennsylvania, Poconos Mountains, same type of township though. All right. And one of the things that that I know is that, especially if this student is local, if he's from the town, then they're friends and family with law enforcement and things of that nature. So there's going to be a slap on the wrist for this student because they don't see it as a big deal. And that's how they function and operate in towns like that, especially in Pennsylvania. Like, man, listen, I keep trying to tell y'all, man, Pennsylvania, etch it in. Don't put it in nobody's back, but etch it in, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we from Florida, so we from North Florida. So like we can wake up and look outside our window and see racism. So like, like we get it. It's
I've been through Florida. I've been through North Florida. I've even driven through your town years before I met you. And I'll tell you, when I drove through Florida, you know what I thought? I said, damn, it's like a hot version of Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. Y'all just got swamps. We got forests. And that's the biggest difference. Y'all may got gators. We got bears. You know what I'm saying? But the personalities and the people and the way law enforcement, I mean, I drove all the way across y'all state, all the way down to Fort Walton Beach.
But so, Pat, I'm assuming this is your first time seeing this clip.
Yeah.
So fresh off the top, man, you see this clip, you see the whole presentation in the clip, you see the information that they're talking about. What are your thoughts about the incident and just everything that you could think of surrounding it? Just off the top.
So fresh off the top, not knowing nothing from nothing, because I just rejoined the electrical age yesterday.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. First thing popped in my mind was Juicy Smouye, being honest.
Yeah.
And then after that, it became just because of how quiet it is about details. You know what I'm saying? Even in the clip you played, it was just like, and so as you were playing it, I went and Google searched and read, you know, an article or two real quick and saw no mention of a police report. And then both of you gentlemen said there was no police report. And so then I was like, all right, maybe not Juicy Smouye. Maybe the black person is just intimidated or afraid, like PC said, and they don't want it to get out. Or maybe their family don't want it to get out, but at the same time, somebody in the family wants something done, so maybe they leak something out.
Well, you bring up a good point, because in the CNN article, it's saying that due to student privacy laws, none of the students involved have been identified. Hey, man, stop. I live in a college town. Stop that. Stop that. I live in a college town. You mean to tell me a student can get identified that's involved in gun violence, but the student can't get identified in something like this? Stop it. It's
and
more
that's
going on.
This is weird, because they're legal adults. These are not minors.
Right.
If they had you got caught up in the police blotter, if they caught you urinating outside, and when I was in school, in the
Yes.
news in the blotter, like literally in the newspaper. So,
So,
yeah,
so you know what? It's weird. It don't make sense. So I'm trying to figure out why, because we do know black folk, like something like this would drive us out, and there'd be names flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be people talking, details would be leaking out all over the
It's
place.
quiet.
Which leads me further back into, okay, well, PC, you know, when he talks about it being intimidation and people being muzzled and stuff, that might very well be the case. And in doing that, not only do they keep things quiet, but they also lend credence to the Juicy Smouye angle. So it gets to be real interesting. As far as the brother goes that was talking, his family failed him totally. Like your whole community failed you, my guy. I'm not even blaming you for that, because I believe, I mean, I know it's liberal arts, maybe you're a theater major, and maybe you were trying something out. But if that's genuinely how you felt, you are ill prepared for life in America.
right.
Like you're just not equipped to be a black person in America. And the mere fact that you use colored
The way he did.
the way you did was, it made me think, oh, you know, I was thinking, what's the Jordan Peele movie?
Oh shoot, the superpower of black people or something like
No,
that.
no, not that one. The old one that first blew him up.
Us.
Oh
No,
Not Us.
no. He's talking about the one where he can't take
yeah,
picture.
with the teeth
Yeah,
cut.
the T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he just recently went through the procedure and he got an old ass
Oh,
white
get out,
person
get
in
out,
him right
get
now.
out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Cause like there was nothing in alignment with what he was saying and like what he looked like. Like it was something was wrong there. There was a disconnect. So but if that's truly how the young brother feels, then his family has failed him and he is ill-equipped for life as a black man in America. The story is crazy. I'm also on some of the same thing PC said. I was thinking the same thing. Like, how many people would it take to hold me down while you carve 2 G's into my chest? Like the ends you can get, they quick. The eye is quick. Like you gotta like curve the G.
Yeah.
You won't get past the end with me.
So I'm just like, how did you?
Like, yeah, there's a lot of missing details, bro. A lot of missing details.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's just honest reaction is I'm confused, and I don't know. Like I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I'll say Juicy Smouye was first, and then intimidation was second, and then like all of these other things started popping up third, and then finally I'm most clear on the young brother that was speaking because I'm pretty certain I've made up my mind about him.